Fletcher and the Snowflake Christmas by Julia Rawlinson and Tiphanie Beeke. It was an ice-bright Christmas Eve, and the sky was a dazzling blue. Every tree in the wood was frost-sprinkled and sparkling, and frozen puddles creaked and crackled under Fletcher's paws. He patted down the burrow bank where the rabbits used to live and bounced over the fallen tree that blocked their old front door, and stopped and looked and had a very terrible thought. How was Father Christmas going to find the rabbit's new home? Fletcher shivered as a chill wind sliced through the wood, rattling the bare branches. He thought about how sad he would feel if he had to leave his cozy den. He thought about how the rabbits would feel if Father Christmas did not come. And then he thought about arrows. Fletcher began to scrunch around, collecting sticks from the frosty ground, making a trail of arrows leading to the new burrow. "What are you doing?" asked Squirrel, looking down from the branches. "Making a trail to the rabbit's new burrow for Father Christmas," said Fletcher. "Otherwise they may not get their presents," gulped Squirrel. And he scampered down to help Fletcher collect more sticks. Soon, a flock of birds had gathered in the treetops. Their feathers fluffed against the cold to see what was going on. "We're making a trail to the rabbit's new burrow," said Fletcher. "For Father Christmas," added Squirrel. "We'll help you," chirped the birds. The trail passed between bare trees and crossed the tinkling ice-rimmed stream as the sun began to set, turning a dazzling gold. Fletcher and Squirrel shivered with cold and hurried up the little hill to where the mice were draping their nest with holly and ivy leaves. "What are you doing?" asked the mice. "We're making a trail," said Fletcher. "To the rabbit's new burrow," added Squirrel. "For Father Christmas," added the birds. "You'd better hurry," said the mice. "It's getting late. We'll help you." So Fletcher, Squirrel, the birds, and the mice finished the trail to the rabbit's new home, which was sweet with the smell of blackberry pie, cozy and warm. They gathered round the crackling fire, thawing out their icy noses, nibbling pieces of pie, and singing Christmas songs. And while Squirrel put on a juggling show with holly berries and mistletoe, outside in the shivery darkness, it began to snow. Fat white flakes tumbled softly from a heavy sky. They landed light and whisper quiet on the frozen ground. And when Fletcher went to the burrow door to go home for the night, the snow was soft and deep and white, and all the arrows had gone. "Oh no!" cried Fletcher, blinking back his tears. "What will happen to your presents now? Father Christmas will never be able to find your home." Fletcher stared out into the darkness, imagining Father Christmas lost in the snow. "I know," he said, gathering his friends. "If we stay awake tonight, when Father Christmas visits our homes, We can tell him where to go." The animals said goodnight to each other and hurried off through the snow-muffled wood. Fletcher snuggled down in his warm, soft bed to keep watch for Father Christmas. But, curled in the cozy hollow of an oak tree, Squirrel began to snore. High in the snowy branches of a fir tree, the birds began to doze. In their toasty warm nest, the mice dreamt of ribbon-wrapped berries, and in his snug little bed, Fletcher's eyes closed. So when Father Christmas came to call, everyone was fast asleep. And the next morning, when Fletcher rushed to the rabbit's burrow, Father Christmas had found them after all. "I'm sorry I went to sleep," puffed Fletcher, "but I've brought you a Christmas rose." "And we bought nuts," panted Squirrel, pulling the mice through the snow. "And we've bought berries," sang the birds, spiraling in the snow-bright sky. "And best of all, you've brought yourselves. There's room in the burrow for everybody." "Happy Christmas!" cried the rabbits, and they welcomed their friends into the very bright warmth of their home. The end. Thanks for listening. If you like this story, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more stories, please subscribe to the Storytime channel. Have a nice day.